Right now, Tattoo must be working out with some other girl. Shinji started thinking, right now, Pinky must be working out with Tattoo. Both became so desperate that sleep was nowhere to be found. I can't sleep. How much longer will he take to arrive? Is there still time? I can't take this anymore. They stayed awake like this until morning. When a phone call came, both felt a relief. Pinky must have thought it was Tattoo, but it was the bracelet Didi calling her for an interview. She was about to leave for the interview on her bicycle when Tattoo showed up on the way. He took her with him on his bike to the beach. The air and the atmosphere of the beach began to lighten both their hearts. Pinky still couldn't say anything. Tattoo himself held her hand, but not even 10 minutes passed before a girl came and dragged Tattoo away. Pinky tried to say hello to the girl, but she completely ignored her as if she didn't exist. The girl took Tattoo into a room and stayed inside all night until distinctive sounds started coming out. The next day, Tattoo told Pinky that he would come over for dinner that night. Pinky was very happy, but when dinner arrived, it was Rupa-san, Tattoo's friend. Rupa-san informed her that Tattoo wouldn't be arriving until morning and revealed a shocking truth. He gives a house key to every girl. He tells everyone exactly what they want to hear. He works out with everyone. He never turns anyone down. He is a perfectly functioning central AC. Pinky was stunned. She asked, "How do you know?" Rupa-san admitted, "I was one of his workout partners, too." On the other side, after finishing his work, Shinji invited Shizu-chan for dinner. But the memory of last night came back, and he started worrying about Pinky again. Making an excuse, he said, "I forgot some items. Let's meet later." He immediately took a taxi and arrived at Pinky's house. Again, he knocked on the door, but there was no answer. Their neighbor, Xiaoli, opened her door and told him, whether she's home or not, she won't open the door. She doesn't even play with me anymore. That girl has become strange. Actually, yesterday, right after little Pinky came back from her sweet time with her boyfriend, another girl dragged him away, and they were pounding in the next room all night. The loud, beautiful sounds wouldn't let the girl sleep. Since then, little Pinky has fallen into deep despair. Every day, she locks herself in the house and doesn't go out. Xiaoli told Shinji that little Pinky was in this state because of that scoundrel, Tattoo-san. Tattoo felt no shame at all. Instead, he invited Shinji to his house to wait for little Pinky. Shinji taunted him, "I hear you two are very youthful these days. Your body must be completely empty." Tattoo softened and said, "We are not in the kind of relationship you think we are. We just sometimes do a nuclear test. You are overthinking." Shinji also laughed, embarrassed. "We also don't have the kind of relationship you are thinking, but doing a nuclear test daily is essential." The scoundrel and the AC, referring to Tattoo, both agreed with each other. Tattoo called Shinji very cute. Shinji also got nervous and his face wrinkled up with shyness. This was a dangerous softness. "I am a straight guy, but even I melted when he heard that the tea-selling little Pinky was staying at Tattoo's house." A powerful wave of jealousy emerged from his body. It was a total challenge. After that, Tattoo invited him for a competition. And so, the two played from afternoon till night. Even the go-karting track didn't want to refuel anymore. They were so exhausted. Tattoo's softness and caring nature made Shinji reveal the truth. He doubted how he had fallen under this guy's spell. The alarm clock broke their moment. Tattoo left for his duty at the bar and left the key for Shinji. While he was praising this guy's perfection, the note on the table unveiled the truth to him. It was his ex-girlfriend's secret book. Then he opened the fridge, saw the food made by little Pinky, and the thought that all of this was once his brought him regret, despair, sorrow, and anger. With the sound of thunder and rain, his feelings deepened. He decided to go home alone. He decided not to wait. But unknowingly, he saw little Pinky buying snacks outside the supermarket. The girl's weary state looked like a living corpse. Pinky threw down her umbrella and started to run, but Shinji caught her. The girl tried to break free with all her might and said she wouldn't let Shinji enter her house again. The ex-boyfriend angrily said, "But I was waiting for you the whole afternoon at your Tattoo-san's house." When she heard that Shinji had met Tattoo, she immediately panicked and asked where he was now and why he didn't come back to see her today. She started blaming herself, fearing that she might have upset Tattoo. Shinji looked at little Pinky in astonishment. How could a gentle and noble girl end up in such a state? His heart ached, and he felt angry. He questioned Pinky as to why she was destroying herself. "Didn't you see the pile of different women's toothbrushes and various women's skincare products on the wash basin? Maybe he is happy with someone else right now. And what about you? Why wouldn't Pinky know? She was just deceiving herself. I think it's fine like this, because I enjoyed being pounded a lot. Why shouldn't a good fighter, like a small mosquito, be shared with other sisters? You are so dirty. Dirty, I don't care. Don't interfere in our matters. Just let me live this freedom for once." Seeing such a distressed ex-girlfriend, Shinji once again started crying like an old dog in the heavy rain. On the other side, one girl found out that Tattoo was a time management master and was in a relationship with dozens of girls simultaneously. The girl finally couldn't bear the torment. She stabbed him with a paintbrush, but Tattoo pulled out the brush and lovingly said, "Good thing Pinky's paintbrush didn't break." Seeing this, she hugged him, and breaking up with him, she returned the key to Hai Wang, Tattoo, and said goodbye forever. But Hai Wang felt absolutely no remorse for doing anything wrong. Isn't it good to be gentle with every girl? That same afternoon, he also received the the key back from little Pinky. And, as always, this was also a breakup. And as soon as he ate a piece of bitter gourd bread, he felt a pain in his heart. Forgetting all the sorrows, a smile also slowly began to appear on Shinji's face. During an office trip with little Cha, he once again heard his heart beat. When the girl moved ahead, he didn't think for too long. And just like that, the two, whose feelings were the same, finally got together. The bracelet Didi also found a job through her hard work, but the coldness of her office colleagues embarrassed her again. Just as everyone's fate was changing, little Pinky also suddenly found new work. She found out that Mama-san had called and informed her that their shop number 2 had opened and that she should come there to work. The happiness was so sudden. Little Pinky was immersed in work at the bar. At the same time, Shinji came to the bar to have fun and wanted to tell Mama-san about his new girlfriend. As soon as he turned around, he saw little Pinky as the bar girl at the counter. For a moment, he didn't understand what to say out of embarrassment. He wanted to run away, but the beautiful Mama-san stopped him. Then both of them pretended not to know each other and awkwardly said hello. Mama-san told Pinky that Shinji had been dumped by his ex-girlfriend and used to cry in the bar every day. Seeing Pinky's surprised eyes, Mama-san immediately changed the topic loudly. At the same moment, a customer nearby teased little Pinky by saying her hair was a sheep wool curl and invited the girl to dance. Shinji made an excuse and pulled little Pinky outside, telling her that this place was not right for her. Then he went inside and started fighting with the challenging customer. Seeing Shinji help her, little Pinky was momentarily stunned. And just then, seeing a visiting card accidentally dropped by a colleague, little Pinky found out that the company where the bracelet Didi was working was a fraud company. She started worrying about the bracelet Didi. The arrival of Shinji's new girlfriend, little Cha, completely flustered the man because just 1 minute ago, little Pinky had told him that she had broken up with Tattoo. This showed Shinji another path, but on one side was the present girlfriend, and on the other, the ex-girlfriend who had just separated from Tattoo. The poor man was caught in the middle and didn't know how to introduce them. Both women were a little embarrassed by his strange actions. Finally, he spoke one line. "Colleague, let's go. Goodbye. See you later." Even though she wasn't happy, the girlfriend still followed him. And when little Cha gave him a paper slip for dinner, Shinji hesitated for the first time. His behavior piqued Dami's curiosity. She immediately called her gossiping group and set out to investigate. Since Tattoo-san, Hai Wang, ate the bitter gourd bread sent by little Pinky, he hadn't been himself. As soon as he sensed the girl leaving, he would rush outside just to catch a glimpse. And he couldn't utter a single sweet thing like before. This feeling was causing him immense pain. He sought out Ruka-san and told her that now, whenever he saw little Pinky, his heart ached. "It hurts so badly. I can't bear it." Ruka-san looked at him in surprise and said, "This is the fruit of your karma. Bear the punishment yourself." The next day, Tattoo-san brought a large watermelon, but little Pinky had urgent work, didn't give him a chance to talk, and quickly ran away. Oba-san, elder woman, came from upstairs and asked Tattoo-san to come up to watch a movie. He told Oba-san about his new problem. Oba-san explained to him, "My son, you have fallen in love for the first time. Keep calm, and after this, you won't continue to be Hai Wang and bother other girls." On the other side, when little Pinky found out that the bracelet Didi had joined a fraud company, she asked Shinji to investigate. The information received from Shinji's phone confirmed her suspicion. For the safety of her friend, she decided to go alone. And this time, the one doing the lecturing was the bracelet Didi herself. If she brainwashed more people into falling into this trap, it would be a crime. Just then, little Pinky arrived there. She didn't listen to anyone and went straight to her friend. To be honest, Bracelet-san also felt that her company wasn't right, but her stubborn nature wouldn't let her admit her mistake. When little Pinky extended her hand towards her, she lacked the courage to take it. Little Pinky simply dragged her out of there by force. At the bar, the bracelet Didi admitted her stubbornness, confessing that she liked the feeling of being needed. She thanked little Pinky because this was true friendship. Their friendship deepened. Even the people around them were happy for them. The bracelet Didi suddenly saw Shinji standing behind, the man who cried like a dog on the road, and mentioned that he was crying while eating white lover that night. Shinji slammed the door shut in anger and said, "That wasn't me," and left. That same night, during the fireworks festival, all the neighbors were happily watching the display. Tattoo-san's gaze was solely on little Pinky. Even her smallest smile gave him a feeling of refreshment. "Little mosquito, don't move. There was a big mosquito. I saved you." The slap she had just delivered finally awakened the turmoil inside him. His legs trembled, and he fell into little Pinky's lap. Little Pinky thought he had suffered from heat stroke and quickly supported him and took him home. Tattoo-san touched his chest once more. The needle prick pain confirmed to him that he had fallen in love with little Pinky and was deeply trapped, making it difficult to escape. Little Pinky brought him water, but even the touch of her fingers made his face red with shyness, and his heart beat faster. Returning home, little Pinky saw that Mama-san had 36 missed calls. Meanwhile, Shinji was on a date with his current girlfriend, but the news of his ex-girlfriend little Pinky's breakup breakup echoed in his heart like a huge bomb. Just then, Little Cha's group of friends also arrived and sat next to them, aiming only to catch some gossip/spice. When Little Pinky saw Mama San's 36 missed calls, she broke out in a sweat from fear and quickly called her mother. After a little conversation, her mother mentioned that she felt like eating smoked pickle and that Pinky should meet her when she comes next month. This directly meant that Little Pinky had to start preparations now, but she thought, what about the wall recipe/technique for making that smoked pickle, which she had thrown away during her sacrifice? On the other side, Shinji was also surrounded by difficulties. The issue of the bracelet Didi's fraud company had just been resolved when his elder brother, Shinichi, also got into trouble. News reports came that his brother had become a consultant for that fraud company. This news deeply shocked Shinji. He thought to himself, you become the big dog, and I clean up your mess? Seeing his brother lecturing online, Shinji panicked. His calls weren't being answered either. Out of necessity, the poor man approached his ex-girlfriend's ex-boyfriend, Aewon, the AC man, who had better connections in big clubs and party circles than Shinji. Shinji showed everyone his brother's video and explained his family's situation. And this was the first time that Aewon, the AC man, spoke his heart to someone and revealed that he had fallen in love with Little Pinky. Shinji's patience broke. Finally, the two of them became love rivals, enemies. Feeling bad, Shinji came to the bar again. Seeing the bicycle parked at the door, a glimmer of hope sparked in his heart. And here, Mama-san already understood that Shinji's ex-girlfriend was Little Pinky and knew that Shinji still loved her. Both decided to reunite them. When Little Pinky returned, Mama-san quickly hid Shinji and then started trying to coax information out of her while drinking beer. But no matter how hard Mama-san tried, Little Pinky flatly denied any future with Shinji. She said that her old memories were not good at all, and there was nothing memorable. The only good experience was that one time when we were going to the seaside by car, but we ran into a terrible traffic jam. We couldn't go to the seaside. We just fought in the hotel and came back. Therefore, she is 300% sure that there will never be a reconciliation now. Shinji became angry upon hearing this, immediately came out and started arguing with her, saying that he had found a new girlfriend who was beautiful and sweet, and that the two of them were going to play the doctor-patient game now. Saying this, he ran away in anger. Little Cha had already noticed abnormal changes in her boyfriend's behavior, but she didn't ask anything and just spoke like a normal colleague. And just then, Damie maliciously invited Little Cha for lunch. During the conversation, she deliberately mentioned Shinji's ex-girlfriend, Little Pinky, and showed her a picture. Now, the girl finally understood that her boyfriend was still lost in thoughts of his ex-girlfriend. And at the company, Shinji had to face the biggest difficulty of his life. Due to a product problem, he had to wag his tail like a dog, beg for help, in front of everyone. As a business elite, everyone was already jealous of Shinji, and this time, no one helped him. Everyone felt that this arrogant man must be humiliated. When he couldn't find help anywhere, his mother called again. Actually, after hearing about Shinichi's situation, his mother asked him to find Little Pinky and the bracelet Didi. They, Little Pinky and the bracelet Didi, had decided to take over Aji-san's, grandpa/elder man's, automatic laundromat, and this was their first step towards their dream. Hearing this, Aewon, the AC man, also stayed up all night to prepare the design/blueprint. Little Pinky was very impressed by this. Just as Aewon was about to propose to her, the bracelet Didi arrived and stopped the king of the ocean, player, from bothering Little Pinky. Aji-san's, grandpa/elder man's, son wanted to refuse the transfer, thinking that these two were not members of their family. But Aji-san was so impressed by their dreams that he finally gave the laundromat to the two girls. Both hugged each other with joy. This was the first time they felt they were so close to their dreams. Meanwhile, Shinji's problem was also easily solved. The product count was finally completed. He learned from colleagues that Little Cha had secretly helped him. She met with his previous clients and begged them to barely complete an order of just 100 machines. Just then, Shinji remembered how long he had left his girlfriend alone. He enthusiastically started thanking Little Cha. Little Cha, we are colleagues, aren't we? While Shinji was busy setting up the meeting hall, Ruka-san brought good news. The beauty trap had worked and brother Shinichi had fallen for it. Shinji immediately ran to their meeting place, but he received nothing there but a scolding from his brother. His brother said that Shinji wears a fake face, mask, in front of everything, which is disgusting. While he was giving the product presentation, his brother's words kept echoing in his mind. This pressure felt suffocating to him. He finally understood Little Pinky's pain and nervousness. He collapsed, fell down the stairs, and passed out. Little Pinky had come to Shinji's house regarding the smoked pickle. After much effort, she found the rice pickle. Shinji saw Little Pinky and finally spoke the feelings of his heart, which he had been suppressing for so long. I was very wrong to you at that time. I am responsible for you passing out. I love you very much. I want to make you happy, but I can't.